Welcome back to Cocktails and Classics. I'm Dylan. Joining me, as always, is Ben, Cam, and Zach. And this week we did The Santa Claus, a 1994 Christmas family film. A little bit of comedy there. You have the greatest Michigan comedian, Tim Allen.
Is he?
He's been dubbed the, I guess.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
I don't know if he's the greatest. Maybe greatest by default if there's no others to list, but I'd prefer others.
The greatest that was popular during the 80s and was our parents' favorite.
Yeah.
To kick things off and get everybody in the right mood, we're going to go to this week's cocktail. I'm about to butcher the name of this thing. The Mantuano Diplo Mocha. Basically, we wanted to play off of Judy's 12,000-year-old or 1,200-year-old. I forget which one it was. Is it 1,200?
1,200 years old, yeah.
1,200-year-old hot chocolate recipe or secret recipe that's what is it? Not too hot, extra chocolatey.
Shaken, not stirred.
Shaken, not stirred. Oh shit! I stirred mine.
You
Wow, an idiot.
dumbass.
Well,
You.
but
Zach, did you know that Rucka Ali is from Michigan?
Yeah, I just looked up the top Michigan comedians list. Yeah, he's got
Also,
a bunch of Detroit parody
Dylan,
songs.
you need to put some respect on Sinbad's name, okay?
oh god.
The list is shorter
Shazam.
than I actually would have expected. Terry Crews is on this list.
Oh,
Seth
I feel
Meyers.
like he doesn't claim.
Jordan Klepper is on this list.
I will say I don't think of Terry Crews as a comedian as much as I do Terry Crews as an actor.
I guess.
Yeah.
He's a little Andy
And-
Richter's from
and
Michigan.
Solid dude. Oh, you well,
Andy Richter.
Yeah,
dude, I fucking
I
Seth
think
love
it's-
Meyers
Richter.
is from Michigan.
yeah. I think
Really?
it's between Seth Meyers and Andy Richter.
Was Seth Meyers just born in Michigan? I'm assuming then, because both of his parents are from like.
No, he was born in
I think he's-
Evanston, Illinois, and was raised in Okemos
Okay.
Where the hell is
from 4 to
Okemos?
10. So,
So he's not from Michigan.
well, okay. I mean, 4 to 10. That's a pretty
That's
wide
your
range.
formative years.
It's a lot
I
of
don't
Not
think-
as formative as like your teenage years, but
yeah,
like
you know,
kind of formative.
which is where you build. You're probably more sensitive.
Terry Crews is more
Humor
from
and
Michigan, I'd say. He was born in Flint, and then he played football at Western.
Yeah,
as
he was
well,
in Michigan
so.
literally until he graduated college.
Yeah.
But again, not really.
But
a
he's not, like-
comedian.
Yeah, he's not like a stand-up comedian. Like he's
No,
like,
but he's a
mainly a
comedic
comedic
actor.
actor. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does other stuff too.
He plays
Does
video
Tim
games.
Allen do stand-up?
He
Yeah.
He did.
did.
Oh, okay.
Until he had that DUI.
Was this before or after he got caught smuggling cocaine through the airport?
Everything was way after.
Okay.
Turned his life around, Robert Downey Jr. style.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right.
Now he's in that. Now he's in that one show that our parents also love. The last.
Hey, don't
Man
lump
Standing
my
or
don't
whatever.
lump my parents in to that stupid shit.
Now
You're right. Cam's parents love The Big Bang Theory,
Okay, that's not
Bazongles.
but Django.
Bajangles.
But the cocktail is it's 1 ounce of Diplomatico rum, 1 ounce of fresh espresso, and then some steamed hot chocolate milk. This recipe kind of relies on you having an espresso machine. You could always like substitute the espresso with like strong coffee. Like if you had like a AeroPress or you just brewed it stronger, a little less water. It's pretty good. I made like an abomination. I used
That's
I
always
had
where
a
you
bigger
wanna-
mug.
It's always where you want to start. I made an
Yeah.
abomination.
It was so off, he couldn't even call it a Randall. He had to go straight to Abomination.
I mean, it's Randall adjacent. I had a bigger mug, and so I went with 2 ounces of like, what was it, Gosling's Black Seal rum or whatever. I don't know.
I hate
Different
that
rum.
stuff.
Really, you don't like Gosling's?
No.
Oh,
I'm a big Seals
had-
guy, too. Huge fan of Seals, just don't like the rum.
I don't know if they use seals to make rum.
It doesn't taste like it. It doesn't taste like it at all.
Then I did like a double of espresso, like a double shot of espresso, and then I steamed like my oat milk, and then put in like a hot cocoa packet, and then like stirred it up. Used like one of those little whisk things, you know the thing they use for milk frothing.
Yeah, milk
Yeah,
frothers.
those things that you. Yeah, the little tiny whisk, the electric whisks. Used one of those, poured it all together. It's pretty good, if I do say so myself. Hopefully, I made Randall proud with this. Check it out in the show notes below. It's if you like an adult hot chocolate. The other recipes I saw were like super bougie. It was like, get your Dutch processed chocolate and heat up some milk. Put that chocolate in there. We're gonna melt that for about 15 minutes. Use one vanilla bean. I was like, no. That's too fancy for cocktails and classics.
That seems
We'll get a
bit
little
much.
fancy.
Yeah,
But-
no, that's a bit too much. Here was my
If you have
feeling.
vanilla beans, I'm out.
Here's my thing when you sent this. What I was thinking was basically make your own perfect hot chocolate. You know what I mean? Just like, hey,
Yeah.
maybe
that's what
do
I was
some
gonna
hot
say
chocolate
is-
and you know, maybe you like some peppermint schnapps in there. A little bit of the seasonal hot chocolate. Maybe you're
or just Irish cream. I mean,
maybe
really,
you want
there's a whole
some
array
peanut
of
butter
things you can put.
some peanut butter whiskey in there. You can just almost anything.
Oh, some screwball? Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Unless they want to be. I'll drink
I
their
was gonna
shit.
say you
see.
could be. You could.
I
be.
did see a Sailor Jerry's hot chocolate cam.
Interesting.
There you
I don't know
go.
why I got
You
the
were
shout
looking.
out for Sailor Jerry's, but
You're literally said you still have a bottle of Sailor Jerry's you're trying to get rid of.
I do.
Dylan
That's
is
true,
trying to
that's
offer
true.
you suggestions on how to get rid of it.
But I've got no. I think. Did you say you saw it online or you saw it in the store?
No, I saw it online.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you saw. I thought you meant you saw.
No,
a product in the
you're thinking
store.
like the thing you had last year with like the Irish cream. That was like whatever Old Forester Irish cream or something.
Oh, it was
Or
like
eggnog?
it was the eggnog premix.
No,
Is that what
well,
you're
so
thinking?
no, last so they had not it wasn't Old Forester. It was Buffalo Trace has a bourbon cream that's really good. No, I thought you just meant some product that was like Sailor Jerry's hot chocolate. It's like the last thing I want to do is buy more Sailor Jerry's.
No, this is like a
That thing
cocktail
will last
you make
until I'm
with
in
hot
retirement.
chocolate and Sailor Jerry's.
No, I understand now. Yeah. Okay.
No, we'll
Yeah,
find
you
a
know,
time
like
to get you-
like a Captain and Coke. It's like Sailor Jerry's and hot cocoa.
we'll find a time to get you super drunk and then be like, no, Cam, this is definitely high end rum. It's not Sailor Jerry's.
I mean, I don't mind Sailor Jerry's. It's just if I get another bottle, it's gonna be around for like 10 more years. You know.
Check the show notes below. Make yourself your own mocha, or you know,
Judy's hot chocolate.
freestyle it. Yeah, I mean, freestyle it. Make your own adult hot chocolate, and let
Just,
us know how it is. Send us
know,
a picture.
You've got 1,200 years to craft the perfect recipe for you.
That's a lot of Hubie Halloween viewings.
That's oh my god, it's so much
Too
Hubie
many.
Halloween. Well, we've already crossed too many. It's there's
Too many.
I don't know if we have.
Send us a picture of your adult hot chocolate at Cocktails and Classics Pod. Let us know how it is and how we could improve our recipe. Check out the Santa Claus on Disney Plus as a viewing. Get you into the holiday mood. Kick off your December right. The Santa Claus is a 1994 family comedy holiday film. Stars Tim Allen, Judge Reinhold, Wendy Crewson. Directed by John Pasquin. Written by Leo Benvenuti, and Steve Rudnick. Currently sits at a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. It's the story of when a man inadvertently makes Santa fall off his roof on Christmas Eve. He finds himself magically recruited to take his place.
That's a generous way of putting it. It's a very generous way of putting it. Recruited.
Tricked into by fine legal print.
Tricked into indentured servitude by bullshit card. How about that?
The Santa Claus.
get it? That's why the E's there.
Wait until
Because it's
if you
a
make it through this
clause.
one and you get to the second one. There's a Mrs. Claus, which is sort of the plot of the Santa Claus 2.
The Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, they love Claus puns in these movies.
Oh yeah. Well, let's be honest. It's the basis of all good Christmas comedies, right? It's pun work.
Yeah.
Isn't the
Pun work is safe.
Isn't the Mrs. Claus on that little like design underneath
Yeah.
Because that's what I remember that bit. Like when they pull up the giant magnet and they're like, well, you see here. And then like in this one, Bernard just pulls up like the edge of the business card. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, what about, I thought it was on the like little logo on the business card. Paul Allen would love this movie.
Let's get a look at Paul Allen's card. Now, the plot of this movie is wild. Like, I should say the premise. Like, the premise is terrifying, right? Because, like, you literally, he literally, like, gets forced to be Santa. Like, he gets forced to be Santa, right? And it's like, his life basically falls apart in the span of a year to be Santa, which he didn't agree to, you know? Like, at least he didn't realize it. And he, like, his body
I don't think
changed.
his life was heading in the right direction, though.
I mean, I guess, but, like, it got a lot worse.
He's like the classic like holiday movie trope where it's the businessman who's way too into his business and is forgetting the reason for the season and his family.
I guess. It
he's
sounds like
gotta
his wife
find
cheated
that.
on him, though.
Can we just talk about...
Right?
What?
It sounds like the way he made it sound is his wife cheated on him.
Oh, I didn't get that at all.
He basically said that she and, I mean, maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but she and Neil or whatever were on the naughty list or did something naughty or something like that to their son. It was like a one-liner
The throwaway line.
that to me made it sound like
Are you talking about when he says that they're both on the naughty list? I just assumed that was
something like that.
as a
Because
way
they don't
of...
believe in Santa.
Yeah, it's
I know.
because
I
they don't
feel like
belie-
they. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it was more descriptive than that, but maybe it's not.
I had totally forgotten. I had seen this. I had totally forgotten the first bit of the movie. I always remember where he walks into work the first time when he's starting to gain weight, and then they're like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And he orders lunch, and he's like, "I'll have the salad with the chocolate chip cookie and the fudge on the side and the
he
ice cream sundae." And he eats it all.
And he talks to Ray Romano's dad.
Yeah, Peter Boyle.
Classic Peter Boyle.
And I always remember that bit once he like becomes Santa, but I totally forgot the beginning part where like he burns the turkey and they go to Denny's and there's all the other single dads.
Oh my
with,
God,
like,
it's
burnt
so
hands.
There's like 4
depressing.
Home Improvement references in there.
And then
just
like
you
they don't have anything in stock.
You just see
Yeah.
him walk in. Like, the first scene as you see her lead him in is just the one guy sitting with his son, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Because I was trying to remember, and I'm like, is this where it's just, like, all a bunch of... And then he looks around, and it's all just single dads with kids who all just look depressed. I'm like, my
Yeah.
God, this is a...
Well, it's funny. It's funny because like just before that, he's like, "Oh yeah, Dad burnt the turkey," and she's like, "Oh okay, follow me."
Yep, over here.
Like just takes him to like instead of like a smoking and non-smoking, it's like the Christmas party and the single dad section,
Yeah.
the depressing area. You can go over there.
You can go sit here with the other disappointments.
Now here's a question: did you guys watch a good amount of Home Improvement growing up?
No.
I don't think I did. I don't remember much of that show.
I did.
A
I watched
little
a
bit.
ton of it. This movie is just loaded with Home Improvement references. Every chance they get, they shove one in there. So like the tool belt not fitting Tim Allen. The first time he says "ho ho ho" is in that Tim Allen-y type Home Improvement voice, that Tim the Taylor-esque thing. And then in that scene at Denny's, the dad's got like his hand wrapped up. That's an episode of Home Improvement. Tim Allen burns his hand. I'll drop them in. As we talk about it, I'll just go Home Improvement reference, and I'll link to the episode in the show notes.
Fantastic. I'm excited for you to put all of that work in just to prove that you were right about a reference to a show that the star of this movie also starred in that none of us watched and will review you on. Like, no one is sitting here saying that you're wrong and you're just like, I'll prove it. I'll prove it. I'll show you all.
I think at this point, I could just say
I will
whatever I
pay you
want.
money not to show me Home Improvement clips.
What was the guy?
Actually.
Was it like? What was the guy next door? Wallace?
Wilson?
Who's the
Wilson.
Wilson? The guy who
Yeah.
doesn't show like the bottom half of his face.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is honestly the thing that stuck out most to me from that show.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
a
like
pretty iconic part.
I couldn't tell you anything else besides like, what's the dude? There's the one guy with the beard, little shorter
Al
rounded
Borland.
guy. Yeah, the guy who was kind of like the
Family Feud host.
Costanza of Home Improvement.
He was the well-intending, very smart, but too detail-oriented co-host. That's what made him the bad guy. He was too good at his job.
I know what it's like to be the well-doing, smart co-host.
Downs the rest of his beer.
Ben plays the Al Borland role in this show pretty well.
Always the villain.
I
Someone
like to think
asked,
of
did you
myself as the
recognize-
Pam Anderson.
Cam, did you recognize Bernard?
The main, head
Bit-
elf guy.
Yeah, the
Elf
head
number
elf.
one.
Yeah, he's the main guy in Numbers.
Yeah, Dave
Yeah.
Krumholtz.
Yep.
Also
he did.
in Harold and Kumar. He
He is in Harold and Kumar as well. Yeah, that's true.
and all those Seth Rogen movies.
You guys want a Bernard story? This one might be a little sad.
Uh-oh.
When I was a kid, probably talking like 5, 6, however old you are to go wait at the bus stop, there were these like 5th and 6th graders that used to bully me all the time, and they called me Bernard because my ears are, they're basically always this size, even when I was that age. And this movie had come out and it was really popular with these guys, so they called me Bernard a lot. I cried a little bit, and
Oh my god.
yeah. You know, you do what you do, though. I'm a better person for it, I guess. I don't know. That's how bullying is supposed to work.
good to know. If I ever really want to piss Zach off, I'm just going to start calling him Bernard.
Yeah, I might
That'll-
cry.
That'll get him.
I might cry a little bit, but yeah, you do what you gotta do.
Hit him where it hurts. His childhood.
There were a lot of plot points in this movie that were just, I don't know about ridiculous is the right word, but man, like it
batshit
was-
insane.
yeah, and like if this was taken into a different movie, it would have had a totally different context. Like I already mentioned him being forced into being Santa. You know, like he was basically like, "Yep, you're Santa now. You're not whoever you were before. You're Santa." There's also the child abduction plot point of the movie where he abducts his child from the home after the court was like, "You can't see your kid." There was the whole body changing thing where he's literally morphing into somebody else, and it's like, how is this? Oh my god! Like man, how did they come up with this? And within the context of this movie,
I'll tell you how they came up with it. Tim Allen smuggled a shit ton of cocaine to the writer's room.
yeah,
Yeah. The like elf SWAT team.
Oh my
elf
god.
SWAT.
Elves,
Yeah.
So-
elves
Elves.
with attitude.
So this movie is 2 parts. It's a Christmas classic family Disney comedy movie, and it's also a B grade movie. And as soon as ELFS gets deployed, it shifts into B grade movie mode, where you get some of the worst animation, some of the
Yep.
worst acrobatics, some of the worst dialogue. When the elves land on the roof and have this whole conversation with Charlie about how they're gonna get away, and it gets resolved in, "Don't worry, we have jetpacks, we're just gonna fly." It's like, Charlie, how the fuck did they get there? They fucking flew in.
Right, they flew in to see you, my guy. I mean, to be fair, the kid's like what, 7, 8?
We can't get out of here. The cops are watching the door. Charlie, man, don't worry. We didn't plan on walking out the front door.
It is an interesting design choice for the movie to make the elves children. It's such an interesting choice.
They're
Yeah,
like-
with the line, "Oh, you look good
Yeah,
for
that was
1,200
not
years."
great.
Oh, I'm seeing someone in rapping.
Yeah, they're
was-
children in the same way like anime portrays 900-year-old children too.
Yeah, that's look, I get it. I think it makes sense as a kids movie because kids are like, "Oh, hey, they look like me. Cool." And like especially when the elves are like breaking Santa out of jail. Oh yeah, and by the way, Jailbreak was another plot point of the movie by 1,200-year-old children.
I wouldn't consider that
They
like a major
Christmas wrapped a cop.
plot.
Well, it's not a plot point per se. I'm just saying, like, these are just like like they literally commit like a litany of various crimes and felonies.
It's in the name
throughout
of
the
Christmas.
movie. In the name of Christmas, breaking and entering, for sure.
Well, Santa does that
Well,
all the
I mean,
time. That's
yeah,
accepted.
that's a given.
That's in
I
the
mean,
Santa
okay,
lore.
I know that's a given. I'm just saying, like I said, they commit so many different crimes in the name of Christmas. It's funny. And everybody's just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's Santa, sure. Just like you guys just did now.
That's the way it happens.
Oh,
man.
he's Santa,
We're
yeah.
not saying it's right. We're just saying it's to be expected.
I expect Santa's elves to tie up a security guard, hog tie him, put him on the railroad tracks.
No,
hold on.
even when that happens, and the security
They're
or
not-
the cop gives the line, "Oh, I shouldn't have had that extra donut at
They
lunch."
feed him a donut.
Camp,
Oh my God.
Camp thinks the elves are like 1840s bandits. They're like kidnapping cops and putting them in front of trains.
Fucking North Pole redemption out here.
I mean, did you see them? Did you see them tie up that dude? I mean,
Riding
they could
from,
it
riding
easily.
from town to town on their reindeer. Fucking.
You don't think
robbing
They
trains.
said they're like they're like over 1,200 years old. You don't think they did that in the 1800s when Santa got captured by the local law? You don't think they hogtied him?
Well, they easily learned their lesson because they could have done much worse with that tinsel. They could have started removing cop bits.
Yeah, that's true. But it
That'd be
implies
a
that
much
they could
darker
though.
movie.
The tinsel being there implies that they have the power to do those things and choose.
So
not
the
to.
cops wouldn't say no
They're like Batman.
because of the implication.
Exactly.
Did anyone else? I feel like this movie is. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it was like, oh, divorce is a big thing now. Let's include this in the movie and have this like these two different parents trying to like co-parent as their she's remarried and he's not, and it just kind of feels like a little shoehorned in there.
How does
I don't
how
know.
does
A little.
Disney
I mean,
handle
I think.
divorced parents?
Yeah. I mean, they definitely play on it. Like, there was the one in the, like, elementary school where the teacher didn't really know how to handle the different parents being there at the same time. I mean, I think that it's central to the plot that's there. I think some of the aspects of it maybe don't care. Like, the entire plot point of the stepdad that you wanted to punch in the face every time he came up on the screen, like,
The psychiatrist Neil.
Neil.
yes.
Nice
Oh my
sweater,
God.
Neil.
Fuck Neil. God, he sucked so
Where'd
bad.
you get that sweater, Neil? The toilet store?
Did we make
You're-
this? This is nice.
You were right about the sweater.
I love that line when he's just like, you were right about this sweater.
Yeah.
Like he came down the stairs wearing that thing, and she immediately went, "You know, if you wear that, he's just gonna make fun of you." No, trust me, this is a good sweater. No, he's 100% going to immediately hone in on the sweater the minute he left. Just defeated. You were right.
But the thing is, he wouldn't have been like that as a human if he would have got his fucking weenie whistle when he was 3
That's
years
true.
old.
I will say, though, in addition to that, okay, if you take away the fact that Santa is real, he is the voice of reason, to be fair. They make him look really bad, but he's kind of the voice of reason, right? He's like, no, he's crazy. He's dressing up like Santa. He's telling the kid that he is Santa. Like, it's not great. It's not good.
Well, and also, like, he genuinely cares for Charlie and, like, does things that are good for Charlie. Like, he's not a bad person, but you still think he's just a giant dick
Right.
the entire time.
Yeah.
Even though he does nothing to be a dick, he's just like...
Right.
I'm-
the
I'm
worst
doing-
thing he does is not believe that Tim Allen is Santa, which honestly,
No,
that makes
he
sense.
basically-
Not the
acts
worst
like
thing
the-
in the world.
He basically acts like the most normal person in the entire movie, and everyone's just like, wow, this guy's a total douche. Really?
I mean, they portray him like that. Yeah. But if you take
my
it, like you
God.
said, if you take his actions on the face of them, not such a bad guy.
I feel like we should just have a section of the show where we like read taglines for movies.
Are you talking
like,
about the
he-
Scott Calvin must become Santa? No ifs or ands, just a big butt.
That is one. The other one
Awful. What the hell?
that I was looking at was this Christmas, the snow hits the fan.
The butt one is funnier, but Jesus.
It's so bad. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh God.
I hope there's a whole like writer's room coming up with those. And they're just like, this is the best we got, guys. Sorry.
Have you guys seen Seth Meyers? He does like the writers room inspections, So like he'll just read rejected jokes from the writers' room and then basically calls out the writers after they bomb. I feel like that is needed for some of these movies to just be like, all right, this is the tagline, and it was written by Bill. Go ahead and give Bill a hand for that piece of shit. It's just like, watch as they do that for all of the shitty movie taglines that come out.
I mean, yeah, like at this point, they're not necessary. Like movies don't need taglines. No one looks at a movie poster and is like, you know what? I want to see this because Scott Calvin becomes Santa and has a big butt. Yeah, like I don't know anyone in the last
more about
30
the
years
aesthetic, you know,
who.
it's
I
like,
guess.
you know, that
But I feel-
tagline sounds like the movie will be silly,
Well, you've
and
also
funny and quirky.
you've
and
also
so
got to
random.
fill the poster.
You know,
So
Yeah, but it like
just
it
gonna put a
definitely
picture
was
fill
like.
it with Tim Allen's big butt.
you're gonna
guess.
just
I don't know.
Yeah, fill it
I
with.
mean, his Badissy's on the front.
I was gonna say, are you gonna fill it with Tim Allen and his mantle toe?
They show
Fupa.
there's shadowing on his inside thighs on both sides down to his knees. It's full fupa shadow.
Yeah.
Wait, did he also voice Comet? 'Cause I feel like
Add that
feel
to the
like you should be-
soundboard.
Please add that to the soundboard.
I grew up with this one. It's definitely getting old. Like,
Oh, the animation looks so bad.
Yeah.
yeah, the
looks
CG
awful.
looks awful.
Yeah.
The practical stuff still looks good.
Even
The
for the time, it
reindeer?
looks bad. Like,
Oh my
was it
God.
94?
Yeah.
The
Like, even
reindeer
for
are
them,
like
there are
jittering in
movies
between
that were
pixels.
better.
Oh my god! Like,
They like
the end when he
snap
flies
into a
off.
grid.
When he flies off at the end, and it's just like locked. Like this is the center focus, and the rest of the world is like moving with
Yeah.
it. I was like, ah. I mean, there's no way to do half of it like practically, but yeah, when it's like something's done practically, like the North Pole bit, that looked fine. That looked good. Like the reindeer up close, like Comet turning his head, that looks all right.
Yeah.
The reindeer on the roof, when you're seeing them from afar, not great.
Awful. Bad.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Somebody give us the Santa Claus remaster.
Yeah, who do they star as the new Scott Calvin?
Are you kidding me? It's got to be Chris Pratt, right? It's always Chris Pratt, right?
Mamma
The
mia!
funny part
it's
is
a
I do-
me.
Not
Santa
meme-wise, I
Claus.
think that would be. I do think that would actually not be a bad choice, but he's gotten too many things. All right, it's
He's got
too much on his plate.
Hear me out. I think this would be hilarious. Santa Claus enters the Sandler verse.
Oh god.
Adam Sandler is Santa Claus.
I can unfortunately see that too. Honestly,
Better yet,
Chris
guys.
Rock can be an elf.
You all know.
Rob Schneider can
you
be an
all
elf.
know what's gonna happen, right? It's gonna.
Santa goes to Maui.
God damn it! It's gonna
Santa
have to
now
be
lives in Miami, Florida.
Kevin Hart.
Wait, isn't the
is
Santa Claus 3 he like
Claus.
goes on vacation or some shit? What was the third one?
That's
Yeah,
one
the
with-
third one is when
That's
yeah,
one with
Martin
Jack
Short
Frost,
plays
yeah.
Jack Frost.
Yeah, but he has to get that like fake Santa that ends up like going evil.
Oh, that's number 2.
But why does
No, that's
No, I thought
3.
I thought that's 3.
That's 3.
Number 2 is when
The
they
second-
make the fake Santa because he's got to find Mrs. Claus and run the North Pole at
Oh.
the same time. It's post
Is the
Thanksgiving.
second one where Charlie's like acting up?
Yeah, where Charlie gets caught spray painting and we get that
Yeah.
absolute banger of a Christmas song at the beginning.
What was the absolute banger of a Christmas song? Was it
I
something
couldn't tell you the
Blink-182?
name of it.
Oh.
I have it on my emo Christmas playlist, but it's like a minute and a half long.
Can I get a
It's
link
some-
to that to share in the show notes?
Yeah, definitely. It's from some dude's like demo tape.
Now I feel like I don't remember the plot of the third Santa Claus, and I
The,
just
the
watched
third one
it.
is Jack Frost is trying to take over Christmas, and Tim Allen's got to stop him. But he's
Santa,
also having
aka
family
Scott
problems.
Calvin, is faced with double duty: how to keep his new family happy and how to stop Jack Frost from taking over Christmas.
Did we just
Not
not
gonna
watch
lie.
this one? I wonder if
Watched
I just
them all
didn't
today.
watch this one.
You watched all of them today?
Yeah,
Why?
Holy shit!
I got on a kick. I started the first one at like 11.
Oh man,
Santa
went
Claus
on a
2
we
has
should have
a
watched the
rating
second
of
one because
4.8.
Beans comes in that one.
Yeah,
Beans.
he plays the
Curtis.
worst character. I fucking hate Curtis.
It's not actually
Curtis,
Beans,
the potato elf.
Something that is extremely impressive with this series, though, is all the main actors are in all the movies. Like Charlie in number 2 and 3 is the same actor.
Yeah, they don't
They
just
kept Tim Allen
they
around.
don't just cast a different kid to play Charlie, which is impressive.
Yeah.
The blonde doctor from Lost comes in to be Mrs. Claus.
Oh yeah, I like her character. She's the best character in the Santa Claus 2.
Oh yeah.
Which version of the Santa Claus did you guys see? There's only one way to tell, and it's a line at the beginning when Charlie gets dropped off at Tim Allen's house, and
Okay.
Laura hands him a card. It's like, if you have any trouble, call this number. There's one of two things said. It's either says Tim Allen either says 1-800-POUND or a 1-800-SPANK-ME. 1-800-SPANK-ME is the original version, which he just kind of came up off the top of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Enough people called the number and found out that it was actually like a working sex phone line.
No.
So in like the Disney Plus version, the Vudu version, they replaced it with 1-800-POUND. But in all the original releases, it still says 1-800-SPANK-ME.
I saw a Disney Plus version, so I got Pound.
I don't remember that line, so
I don't remember it, but I
couldn't tell
think,
you.
but I probably got that, I guess.
Yeah, I think there was almost a lawsuit around it. Some mom tried to sue Disney for it.
Classic. Mom's trying to sue Disney.
I hate that the top quote on IMDb is "Oh, you look pretty good for your age. Thanks, but I'm seeing someone in rapping." I hate that that's the top quote.
Also,
Classic.
Little Elf Judy, I could have sworn it was Miranda Cosgrove. She looks just like her.
This movie was way too old for
I was
her.
gonna say Miranda Cosgrove would have been like an infant
Negative?
if she was born.
Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely around our age.
I don't know where.
Miranda Cosgrove was born in 93, so she would have
Should've
been
been.
a year old when this came out.
She couldn't play a 1,200-year-old.
No. At less than 1 year old, she didn't have the acting chops yet. Maybe
I don't
now,
know about that. Let's not diss toddler Miranda Cosgrove like that.
Toddler.
She wasn't even a toddler.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
how
How
kids work?
old do you have to be considered a toddler?
You have to be toddling.
3?
The fuck does that
Yeah,
mean?
I would say like 2 to 3 is when is toddler age, right?
Like, yeah, up to 2 is like infant.
I guess it says
Okay.
toddler is 1 to 2 years of age.
Wow, what?
I thought you came out the womb as a toddler. I always thought toddler and
Really?
infant were
No.
like interchangeable.
Absolutely not.
Well, toddling would be like
So
like
this
a
website,
drunken
yeah, this
First
website
time I've
says
ever
1
hearing
to
the term
3.
toddling, by the way.
This
like
says
a-
1 to
like-
3 years old is toddler.
Hashtag my first verb.
I feel like you have to be moving around to be a toddler, like
You have to
walking
be like
around.
walking. You have to be toddling.
Babies don't. Oh, toddling.
They
is
don't
walking.
walk when they come out. It takes a bit.
How the fuck do they get out of there?
They out of the womb? You
I
think
thought
they walk out
thought
of
they
the
came
womb?
out in Spaceballs, like the alien was like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey."
Oh,
It's just
man.
skibbity booped out of there.
Oh my
Bop,
god.
bop. I don't think that's how it works. I'm
They
gonna-
don't have top
Jesus
hats and
Christ.
canes either.
Sex it, and they're like, yeah, she'd have been able to read all of her lines. I don't understand why.
Well, she couldn't read.
Why 1-year-old Miranda Cosgrove wouldn't be able to read her lines?
We're gonna hit up some ads. We're gonna come back. Zach has some trivia for us. You know we love saving the turts. You know Cam hates fucking paper straws.
Paper straw song.
Sock.
I will say that paper straw technology has improved since I last shat on paper straws. I have used a couple since I've been able to go out more recently due to being vaccinated, and
That's what they were doing the whole time while we were inside. They were just inventing better paper straws.
I have seen also not paper straws, but it seems like they're compostable plastic straws or something. Like
You're talking about the
basically,
ones
they
that
feel
are made out of
different.
like agave or whatever.
I have no idea what the composition of these straws are. I'm just, but they are different.
I'm not
than
a
the
straw
normal ones you
expert.
see. But you're the expert, Dylan.
But I do know a good glass straw when I see one, you know?
Yes. I will say for being at home and where you maybe you like straws in your fruity margaritas, or you like straws to mix with your, old fashions or whatever. Having these straws around the home is really nice. Not constantly like throwing things away, or you don't have to keep buying straws all the time. Like you just buy a couple and then you're good.
And if you want cocktail picks or muddlers, they have that too. There's many colors. He's getting into like designs. So like the pride flag, he puts it on like the side of the straw. He's got hearts. He's got critters. It's like you get a piece of art along with a straw. Little multi-use.
Oh yeah, he has critter straws, which see a dolphin, a salamander. That salamander looks intricate. That is impressive.
Grab some glass straws from Surfside Sips. Use promo code cocktails and classics spelled out for 20% off. We get a little kickback from that, and you get to save some money on some glass straws, and they should last you a long time. Dishwasher safe. They're pretty sturdy. Just don't drop them on the floor like me, like a big idiot. You have to buy more. Zach comes up with some trivia questions. He quizzes us, and we see if we learned anything from the movie. I mean,
probably not. These trivia questions have nothing to do with the movie usually,
or
most of the time,
or any lessons you might have learned along the way.
If you learned any lessons, you're doing it wrong.
Zach, what do you got for us?
Now I've got to do just questions that came directly from the movie. Somebody will cry a little more.
I didn't cry. I was just correcting the record. That's all.
All right, question number 1. The passcode to get into the North Pole is A, 1225 to represent Christmas, B, 1239 representing Rudolph's birthday, or C, 1241 representing the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
What did you say the last number was?
Oh my God.
1241 representing the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
A day that shall forever live in infamy and in Santa Claus.
This is a fact. One of these is written down. So, the password to get into the North Pole.
Wow.
I think it's 1241, but not to represent Pearl Harbor. I think you just gave it that reasoning.
I mean, wasn't it in December of 41? Or no?
Yeah.
December 7th.
Yes. December 7th.
That sounds like an open and shut case to me. I don't know.
But I don't think you can put numbers together and them not have to be correlated to a date.
Tell that to the neo-Nazis. Okay.
Okay.
Open and shut case. Anyway, I'm going to go with the second option for Rudolph's birthday.
Yeah, I'm also going to say Rudolph's birthday.
You guys just know when Rudolph's birthday is?
No,
What
but
if that wasn't Rudolph's birthday?
I mean, I don't fucking know. I trusted you.
Sounds like it is Rudolph's birthday.
It is Rudolph's birthday, yeah. December 1939 was when Rudolph was released. That's supposedly his birthday.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they chose 1239. So we got a tie with Ben and Cam. Each have a point.
Dylan sucks. He's dog water.
He's trash. He's literal trash.
Dude thought it was about
question.
fucking Pearl Harbor. Dude thinks we're
I
watching
didn't think
fucking...
that was the
idiot.
reason.
Thought we
I
watched
just thought
Pearl
Zach threw a
Harbor
reason.
this
What did you
week.
think the reason was? What were you going to do?
He
1,
thought
2, 4,
this
1
was
first?
about Pearl Harbor. I just don't get it. How do you? It's
I just
about
thought it was
Santa
1241.
Claus, Dylan.
Santa Claus was really important during World War II.
Santa Claus is real.
I just thought it was that number. I didn't think it was because of
Dylan just assumed
Pearl
because
Harbor.
this episode is dropping on Pearl Harbor Day that was going to be the reference.
Dylan's
Is it
like,
really?
yeah, because of Pearl Harbor, we now
Yes.
have the Santa Claus movies.
It does drop out on Pearl Harbor Day.
Oh my God. Butterfly effect.
Question number 2. How many different houses do we see Santa deliver presents to?
5,
A, 2, B, 3, or C, 4?
4.
Well, so 2 of them are the same. Does that count, or are they two? Does that count? Because he delivers 2 presents to the same house in 2 different years. I would assume that does not count as 2 separate houses, right? 2 separate things. Not going to get a answer? Okay, cool.
How many different houses?
All right, thank you. All right, perfect. Thank you.
I can clearly remember a couple of them. But Am I blending a couple
Dylan
together?
immediately said 5, and that's not even one of the fucking options. So get the hell out of
know.
here. I clearly
4.
remember a couple, like 5.
I can distinctly remember 2 different houses. I'm trying to remember the third, a third. I'm
think
gonna go
there's
with
at
3.
least- I think there's at least 3.
I'm gonna go with 3.
The reason why I'm going with 4 is because I'm
All right,
blending.
can I ask a clarifying question? Are we talking?
No,
what
apparently you
houses that
cannot
we-
ask clarifying questions, Ben. Get fucked.
No, I'm not going to ask if it's different houses or not, because that was part of the question. You said houses we see him deliver presents to.
Yep.
Does that mean houses we see him inside of, or?
No, he's delivering presents.
Yeah, Ben, it's part of the question. Get fucked.
I don't even know what you're asking me.
Well,
Like
pretty sure there's one
landing
that,
on the house versus like
Yes.
going inside and like putting presents
Yeah.
down.
Because I feel like there's one you see him just go through the chimney chute and come back up, but you don't actually see him deliver the present. You just see him go down the chimney.
Yeah.
Hence my clarifying question.
I was just being difficult because Zach
Well,
was
that one counts. if that's really what you're getting at, that one counts.
Okay, then I'm going to say 3.
Oh man. We get 2 houses at the beginning, and then there's the girl. What the hell's her name? The hell's the little girl's name that he revisits?
Little girl?
Yeah, the one with
Yeah,
the
the one in the
slinger.
Susie?
Sarah.
Is it Susie?
Sarah?
Sarah.
And then
Ah.
the 4th one is Laura's house.
Oh.
What? That counts?
Oh. Boo.
Boo. Boo. Hiss.
Dylan, do you want to boo?
question
No,
is
I'm going to cheer because I
horseshit.
got it.
Dylan got it right.
Yeah.
Boo.
This question is bullshit.
So 3-way tie, and I used
Yeah,
up
don't suck.
I used up all my in
Not
movie
yet.
questions, so we'll have to go to the meme section.
Sick.
Oh no. How many grams of cocaine did Tim Allen have on him when he was arrested?
I
Question
have expected that to be the
question
first
number 3. Maybe that's the tiebreaker. How much cocaine in grams? You don't know. How much would the
Ben
cocaine
might
be
know.
worth today because of inflation? You don't know. Question number 3. Tim Allen almost didn't land the role of Santa because A, he accidentally insulted the wife of the director. B, he has a criminal record and Disney has a strict no ex-cons policy. Or C, the home improvement staff refused to let him.
It was during Home Improvement.
Yep. Tim Allen, one of the only people to have the #1 movie, #1 TV show, and #1 book all at the same time.
What was the fucking
And
book?
the book was My Life as a Felon. So I'm going to go with
The name of the book
Record.
actually is Don't Stand Too Close to a Naked Man. I mean, you're not far off.
It's generally good advice, I suppose.
Don't stand too close.
I'm going to go with the criminal record meme answer.
Do they really have that strict of a policy? Like, I don't know.
Maybe Dylan's got some insider info. Maybe he tried to apply to Disney or something.
I'm gonna go with #1. That feels pretty off the wall to me. And that feels, I don't know. I'll go with #1.
I'm gonna go with he couldn't because he almost couldn't do it because of the home improvement. Like the producers and that didn't want to let him leave. They weren't gonna let him go.
Somebody's going to win.
I like this. We don't have to go to my tiebreaker. You guys would have hated it. It is because Disney has an extremely strict
Wow.
no ex-cons hiring policy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks,
Like
Tim Allen.
100% no ex-cons, except for Tim Allen, I guess.
Except for the rich ones. Those are fine. Those ones are fine.
Except for a light bit of DUI and cocaine possession.
The role was originally written with Bill Murray in mind, who turned down the role after reading the script.
Wow.
Then they offered it to Chevy Chase. That was too much cocaine. So they rolled it back to Tim Allen.
Bill Murray's like, I'm not starring in this dog shit. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I feel like I could see Bill Murray in the role. Chevy Chase definitely.
Sure, but I think it'd have to be
No.
a more adult movie for Bill Murray. I think, in my opinion.
There would have been some more casual adult humor for sure.
Yeah, there would have been a lot more like tongue-in-cheek for the parents references that kids wouldn't get.
Cam's the only one who has not seen the Santa Claus, so he'll go first. Give us his fresh rating. His 27-year too late viewing of of the Santa Claus, and we'll give you nostalgia and updated ratings after.
First off, I just want to say I'm a huge Tim Allen fan.
I loved his work in The Last Man
I like what he
Standing.
stands for.
Damn it. So yeah, my review of this is that I'm not a huge Tim Allen fan. He's okay. And this movie's fine. It's funny in parts. But it's not super outstanding. Like, it's not a movie I'm going to go watch next Christmas, you know? And some of the parts of this really aged, unfortunately. Like, all the effects, all the visual effects that they did in this to try and do the reindeer and all that, like, it's all not great. So, I think I'm going to give it a 6.5. I think it's fine. I think it's a fine Christmas movie. It's probably not top 5. If I had to sit and think of 5 Christmas movies I would watch. So, I think that rating is appropriate.
I'm a big Tim Allen fan.
Love Tim Allen. Love his. I loved the work he did on the border with all that cocaine.
He just carries such an immense weight.
This is a movie for me that I feel like it's hard to give a nostalgia rating on because I watched it just last year. Pretty sure I watched all 3 of them last year at Christmas time. So I think my nostalgia review is definitely different if I were to look at like pre last year to now. As a kid, I really enjoyed this movie. You kind of enjoy the, wow, this kid's dad is Santa Claus, and some of the different aspects of it, and kind of what Santa Claus does throughout the rest of the year when he's not, delivering toys at Christmas time. As an adult, you watch it and you're like, yeah, it's okay. It's not the Christmas movie you remember as a kid. There are some moments that like kind of nod to adults. There's also just kind of something to be said about like, on one hand, Scott Calvin seems like a terrible parent, and on the other hand, like, you realize the stuff he's doing is he wants to give Charlie the ability to be imaginative and have like that belief in that. I mean, he really, God, how dare he have, an imagination? Like, he actually kind of wants Charlie to be a kid still. And so I think that's one thing that still kind of sits with me that gives this kind of a redeeming quality to it. Tim Allen's okay in this. I don't think he's spectacular. I know you said, like, it was originally for Bill Murray, and I can kind of see that. I feel like at times, sometimes watching this, it's Tim Allen trying to be Bill Murray and do the, sarcastic, sharp-tongued humor. So nostalgia rating wise, I probably would have given this movie like a 7.5 maybe. In terms of Christmas movies, I'm gonna probably drop that down to like a 6. It's okay, I enjoy it. Like I said, it's got some redeeming things that I like, but the effects have aged just terribly, and some of the other things just also aren't as great as they were that you remember as a kid.
This movie gets as solid of a 5 out of 10 as you can receive. It's got, what pushes it up is lighthearted Christmas fun. What pushes it down is the things like the bad reindeer, the like horrible effects. It looks so bad now. The bits of dialogue that are just unneeded and bad, like the elves talking to Charlie on the roof, or like how the reindeer and the sleigh just completely disappeared. Charlie somehow couldn't have taken those home. Um, the scenes with the cops are it's just too much. Uh, it's a fun family comedy movie. Tim Allen is okay in it. Charlie just gives me cringe nightmares, and I can't stand to deal with Neil for one more second. Um, yeah, solid 5 out of 10.
So Ben, was it like last year's viewing the first time in like a long time that you had viewed it?
Yeah, I don't think I'd watched it like actually sat down and watched it since I was a kid. I might have caught like glimpses of it, but the glimpses I caught were definitely not the shitty CGI parts.
So my wife, huge Christmas fan. She like will just go down the list of the movies and watch them every year. So Santa Claus is definitely like a yearly rotation at our place. I don't always like sit down and watch it all the way through with her. Hence me not remembering the sad, depressing single dads at Denny's. But going in, I'd probably give this like a 7.5 out of 10. I felt pretty strongly about this movie. Really enjoyed it. But man, kind of taking off those rose tinted glasses and just kind of objectively viewing the movie, it is a little rough at times. Like stated, the CGI is not great. I mean, the tech just wasn't quite there in the 90s. Practicals look great. Story, like Cameron said, kind of just absolutely batshit at times. Um, some of the like scenes and like Zach said, like the B movie aspect, that's definitely like a B movie characteristic is like bringing just these like off the wall bits. Like, oh, what are we gonna do next? Oh, but we're gonna have a group like a SWAT team, Navy SEALs elf squad that's gonna fly in.
Get this, guys. They're called ELFS. They rescue Charlie off the roof. But why is he on the roof? I thought he had the reindeer. No. Never mind that. Never mind that.
He's on his parents' roof and they can't find him. Like the cops didn't go up on the roof and look for him after Tim Allen somehow got in the house without unlocking the door. Super weird, but I'm gonna have to agree with Zach. A 5 is what this movie deserves. It's got a bit of that nostalgia for like the mid 90s. You get to see prime Tim Allen. I use that in air quotes. He sometimes he feels like he's phoning it in pretty damn hard in this movie. Can't really blame him. I think it sits solidly at a 5 out of 10, but it doesn't mean I'm going to take it out of my like yearly rotation. I think it's a fine Christmas movie. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Cocktails and Classics Pod. Check out the show notes. You can get those Drizzly and Casker links. Surfside Sips are there. Buy some of those. Make good gifts. You can get your alcohol delivered directly to your door for your Christmas party coming up. Check out the Santa Claus on Disney Plus. You can argue with us and see if we shat upon one of your favorite Christmas movies. Check us out next week as we watch Scrooged, the 80s Bill Murray Christmas movie. And as always, watch responsibly.